Hi, I'm the gayest person that's ever lived. It's me, Toby Maguire, and I'm here with a good friend of mine, Brandon James Gwynn. If you guys are just joining us, which you have because this just started, thank you so much for joining us. You guys are going to be playing some music today and spilling some sickening tea, honey. So if you guys want to be a part of this, and you want your friends to be a part of this, please share this link on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever apps you frequent, so we can all make this more of a party environment. Because if we're going to bomb, let's all just bomb together, okay? Now, if you guys can't see this, it's a pretty small studio. I haven't really figured out which corner is the P corner, so I guess I'll just make a guess. I think it's that one. We've got a fan in the house. Beep, 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 beep. It's funny, no matter if I perform for, 1,500 people or one, it always still feels, okay. I'm just kidding. Thank you for coming, my one fan. I really appreciate that. She follows me everywhere. We made a new album this year following last year's wild commercial success of Two Birds. Some would say the most successful folk album ever put forth by a drag queen. And that's a fiercely competitive field. And so Two Birds, as you know from last year, was so fun. And the follow-up to Two Birds has always been in my mind, and it's called One Stone. It comes out Friday. It's already available for pre-order on iTunes, Amazon. It's going to be on Spotify, basically anywhere it's going to be impossible for you to avoid me, basically. I'll be selling bootleg copies outside of an Aldi's. If you go to Hollywood Boulevard, I'll be one of those guys forcing CDs into your hand and telling you it's my EP. But we're going to play some of it today to kind of, in marketing terms, drive interest. I figure if you hear the music, you'll think, hey, I want to hear that music again. I've got 99 cents. I think this album's only 7 tracks, which at 99 cents a track is like $6.47. That's a bargain, bitch. I know you guys don't have a lot going on. And listen, gay people at home, let's be honest, your iPod's going to have the same 4 or 5 artists. You need so you need to diversify your interests. Some of you gays at home might not know. This is a guitar. It's hollowed out from a single log. Okay? And these are just older shoestrings. And we kind of just have them lined up here, large to small. And we're going to play them and see what happens. In the Chicago, before the drag shows, we do this thing where we put our hands in the middle and say anal. Do you want to do that?
I definitely want to do that.
Everybody, if you're watching at home, this is interactive. Put your hand out. Hopefully you have nails on. If not, you are not participating. 1, 2, 3, anal. Okay. So this song's from One Stone. I love this song. This song's called Soldier. And I wrote this for somebody in my life who is ridden with anxiety and stress and sometimes doesn't know how to relax. Okay, it's me. Surprise. So this song's called Soldier, and this is a reminder not to take everything so seriously or you're going to miss the best parts of your life. And this song could be the best part of your life. So here we go. Weirdness follows me wherever I go. Weirdness seems to know me even better than I seem to know myself. I'm someone else. Look into the clock beside my bed. Am I really keeping time, or is it only keeping me instead? Go back to bed. Whoa, 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 you got time to grow. Oh, soldier, take your time. No one said the words I'll have to rhyme, and if they do, it's fine. And even if they don't, no one needs to know. Whoa, whoa, soldier, you gotta let things go. I told you would like this song. And our hand moves faster with the scotch. Even when you're in it, moving faster every minute if you watch. I drink a lot, but drinking only wakes you up at 10. Spend the day regretting, but I'm betting that you'll do it all again next weekend. Whoa, 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 you got time to grow. Oh, soldier, take your time. said the words all have to rhyme, and if they do, it's fine, and even if they don't, no one needs to know. Whoa, whoa, soldier, you gotta let things go. Do you guys like guitar solos? Great. Don't look down the barrel with an arrow and a bow, dressed down in apparel with camouflage from head to toe, with everything so sterile in a heavy monotone. Oh, soldier, you gotta let things go. Oh, soldier, take your time. No one said the words all have to rhyme, and if they do, it's fine, and even if they don't, no one needs to know. Whoa, whoa, soldier, you gotta let things go. Oh my God! Oh my God, that was so fun. I love that song.
I had a good time.
You know, I kind of on the real recording, which you guys will hear on iTunes and Amazon and wherever you listen to music and Spotify. There's what kind of horn is on it?
It's a flugelhorn.
It's a flugelhorn. Turns out, real instrument. And it adds so much because the song's called Soldier, and we added the horn and it makes it
Militaristic, right?
militaristic. And I think I watch enough porn to know exactly what soldiers are like. Okay, military porn. Oh, okay.
It's a thing.
I wonder if I can reach this water. Don't worry, 6 people in the room. I'll get it. Thank you guys for joining us. Don't forget to share this link everywhere because more people watching, more fun.
Do you need to trade out for me?
I have to trade all my instruments, and while I do, I want to just talk to you guys for a minute about Squarespace. No.
I was sitting on my...
Yeah, you guys, this week Wednesday, you can catch my favorite TV show, the Trixie and Katya show on Viceland at 10:30 p.m. It's so wonderful. It's just like Drag Race, but nobody can eliminate me. Hey! Woo! Yeah. But I might eliminate Bob this week. You never know. He could piss me off. And then also, my other favorite show is Thursday, RuPaul's Drag Race AllStars 3. It's so fun. Yes, and in a dramatic turn of events that literally no one saw coming, I survived till the end. So, hooray. We'll see what happens Thursday. Whoever wins, I'm sure it's going to be dramatic, full of tear-jerkers and all that, so you never know. I can't say too much, but if things don't work out in my favor, I will be back, and I'll probably break some of the things in this room. So... How are you feeling, Brandon?
I feel good. Yeah.
Brandon flew in from New York yesterday, and he and I went out to we went to do what real musicians do, which is get drunk the night before you have to sing. So
we went to Flaming Saddles and listened to country music.
Yeah,
because they were actually playing country music,
which is really totally. We were getting inspired. I love American folk music. This is actually an Autoharp. It's not super popular, but I think it should be more popular. Some of you, I like to pick an instrument that no one plays. That way people can say I'm the best at it. You know what I mean? Don't pick guitar like Jimmy Page exists. You know what I mean? Don't sing Christina Aguilera exists. Pick something.
Pick something obscure off the beat.
I am the best Autoharp player probably most of you have seen.
You're the best cross-dressing Autoharp player for sure.
Okay, Brandon's the best
wait,
gay.
Someone's gonna like Google that and like totally say,
some
no,
girls.
Girl,
well,
in
actually,
1956.
Miss Gay Wisconsin, Stephanie Michaels played the Autoharp, and yeah,
we're gonna hear about that immediately.
I only have 2 picks today because I forgot one, and normally I'm supposed to have 3, so I'm just gonna have to play this the way you would if.
And I found the second poop in these boots.
Yeah, it was one of them.
Like, what's in these boots? And it was totally an Autoharp pick.
So I'm gonna have to play with 2 fingers, which normal day. This song, if you guys saw RuPaul's Drag Race, or if you were following my releases this year, my single Moving Parts came out. The single was just this Autoharp with me and Brandon singing, and in a crazy thing, it totally people bought it. So thank you very much. But we're gonna play it for you. This is I played it in the first episode of All Stars. This is called Moving Parts. Living's like a jigsaw, and the farther in you go, If you're missing pieces, never really know when you're ticking like a timepiece on which you can't rely. Wonder why you wind it when you're running out of time. Sometimes there's a danger of choking on the parts. No one gave a warning to the breaking of your heart. Pick up all the pieces and go back to the start. Never losing, only using all your moving parts. All your moving parts. Living's supposed to kill you, but it shouldn't feel like dying. Loving's supposed to fill you, but it spills you like your wine. And all the paper people wandering about, wondering who made them and who's gonna cut them out. Sometimes there's a danger of choking on the parts. No one gave a warning to the breaking of your heart. Pick up all the pieces and go back to the start. Never losing, only using all your moving parts. All your moving parts. You guys want to see some shit? Goes wild. Thank you, 5 people. This actually, I had to have the harp built for me because nobody makes these instruments anymore. I had to have them built by hand by this guy, and he got the harp done, and he messaged me, and he was like, "Okay, just so you know, the harp is finished, but it's a pretty big harp. I don't know if your friend Trixie, a woman's hands, will be able to manage the instrument." And I was like, "She'll manage." Okay. Oh, shut up. This is the serious part. And even in the morning, when the sun's behind the clouds, in the state you're born in the state that you're in now, California, even if the roof is leaking, it's still above your head. Just remember 2 words that the 2 birds, now available on iTunes and also One Stone on iTunes, never sing. Sometimes there's a danger of choking on the parts. No one gave a warning to the breaking of your heart. Pick up all the pieces and go back to the start. Never losing, only using all your moving parts. All your moving parts. Oh my God. Oh my God. Thank you. Wow, 5 people. Okay. Brandon said something disgusting today. The lyric is all your moving parts. Brandon, why don't you tell the studio audience what you thought was so funny this morning?
What are you doing to me?
Tell them what you said.
All your looby shards.
All your looby sharts.
I think my mom's watching this. She texted.
This is the gay agenda.
Well,
That's a
she
good.
stopped anyway.
Maybe that should. If Brandon, if we ever become an official band, maybe we should just be called the Gay Agenda. It's kind of a fierce name.
The Gay Agenda.
Honestly, the Gay Agenda, as far as I know it, is to lay in
I thought you were
bed.
going to say let's be the looby shards, but
No, wasn't going to say that. The Gay Agenda, as far as I know, is to lay in bed, watch Stranger Things, and eat Pringles. That's my gay agenda. What's your gay agenda?
Why does it got to be Pringles?
Because they're fucking good. The cheese ones are so right. Okay. A little too much trans fat. Oop, can't say trans. Okay, moving on.
Oh, wow. You just did it.
No, I just, we're navigating over hot button topics today. We're trying to keep it light.
It's like Pringles.
So this song is so wonderful. I love this song. This song I wrote, it wasn't ever supposed to be on the album. And at the last minute, Brandon was like, you need something really poppy and upbeat. And I was like, okay, well, I have this song.
That's my job.
Yeah. Poppy, drag name Poppy Upbeat.
Poppy Upbeat.
Ladies and gentlemen, bring to the stage Poppy Upbeat.
Poppy Up too.
And Brandon was like, we need something more upbeat and poppy. And so we threw this out, and I was like, I think this is cool. And we actually both really like it. So,
is it in the right key?
Yeah.
Okay, promise. What are you kind of
I wrote this song at a time where I was certain breaking up with someone was the right thing. So this is about ending a relationship because you're trying to like pull the Band-Aid off. I was ultimately wrong, by the way. So maybe don't listen. Okay. Okay. 1, 2, here we go. They never tell you before they try and sell you. Wanna see how well you can swim. I never told you before I went and sold you. I was only gold on the rim. It's a 1, 2, 3, pull it off and see that a stitch in a time saves 9. And you won't unravel when you're thrown from the saddle, and you won't unwind. Never meant to break your heart. Never meant to break your heart. Never meant to pull you apart, but I do it all over again. Never meant to break your heart, but I do it again. Do it again. I know I meant it, although I never said it. I was only buying the time. Just take a second to wind your watch and set it. We were only running behind. It's a 1, 2, 3, pull it off and see. When you're in it a minute, you're mine. I'm a quick controller, so you won't fast forward and you won't rewind. I never meant to break your heart. Never meant to break your heart. Never meant to pull you apart, but I do it all over again. Never meant to break your heart, but I do it again. I do it again. I do it again. I do it again. I never meant to break your heart. Never meant to break your heart. Never meant to break you apart, but I do it all over again. Never meant to break your heart, but I do it again.
Very active.
I feel like we're the Backstreet Boys at the end when it's just our voices. Or the Spice Girls, I don't know. I hope you guys like these 3 songs. They're from One Stone, and we're going to have some chat about it, if that's okay. Bye, Brandon. Everybody clap for Brandon. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Hi, Trixie.
Hi. Look at this. Down at Billboard, we carry our own chairs.
That's right. We gotta be industrious here.
Do you want me to swipe this microphone off here?
Oh, cool. This is good.
Should I take this out?
Sure.
I'm going to take it out. Okay? Comment below if you want me to take it out.
I was looking at the comments. There were a
good.
lot of people crying, and there were a lot of marriage proposals.
Oh, wow. How do you know they were crying, though, if they were typing?
Well, they said, I'm crying, or sometimes crying, because they didn't spell it right.
I think in youth culture, commenting "I'm crying" kind of just means like you're sitting on your phone.
Yeah.
I don't really think that they're
Typing.
crying. I think if this made you cry, your life might not have enough struggle and strife. You know, maybe explore some other avenues. I was cried all day. Why? A drag queen sang a song on Facebook. You might be in the 1%. That's all I'm saying. You know.
So, Trixie, have you met any of your country music and folk music idols?
No, actually, I fear celebrities as much as well. You know, I never know how to act when people come up and meet me, and I'm like a low level gay celebrity. So I would think like if I met somebody like Dali or like I love Brandy Carlisle or Emmylou Harris or Melissa Etheridge, I would probably I wouldn't even know what to say.
Yeah.
I mean, I just puddles. I would cry. I'd be crying.
I feel like Dali is kind of like the Pope to a very large swath of people. She's like the Pope. You want to touch her or be in her presence or just kind of be around her.
Well, she has like she's a storyteller, and she represents a rags to riches story, and she represents somebody who is successful yet has a huge sense of humor about themselves, and doesn't take the look too seriously, but takes the music and the message very seriously.
Yeah.
I think that's what we all picture ourselves, the Dali in any situation. We would like to be the perfect.
Well, with Dali too.
Yeah, and she was doing drag before me or RuPaul or any of us.
It's true.
So,
okay, so let's talk about Drag's AllStars season 3. I can't even believe it. Here we are.
do you watch that program?
I do watch that program.
Okay, are you Team Trixie?
I am Team Trixie.
Good.
Of course I'm Team Trixie.
Because you're just about that far away. I could just. Could you imagine? What if you just said Team Shangela and I just.
Well, the last time you were here, you were with Shangela.
That
Are
is
you rooting
true.
for if you weren't there? Would you be rooting for Shangela?
I have to say, Shangela exhibits pretty much every area of all-stardom. She represents somebody who could carry the title of that program and drag in general with a lot of pride. Especially since, she's like a Trixie Mattel, where we didn't really succeed the first few times, but we found our own way in the world and kind of like figured out how to make water from wine sort of thing. Nope. Wine from water. You don't want water. Yeah. Oh, who's going to show up at the party and be like, you guys, I'm going to turn all our wine into water.
Do you think that with AllStars you get to really showcase your personality rather than trying to listen to the judges and do what they want, or do you think it's kind of the same as with a regular season?
I think on a normal season, they're looking for you to show them who you are. And on AllStars, they know who you are, and they're looking for you to expand the walls of everything that's still you, and also zero in on what makes you special at all times.
Yeah.
So, like, they want to see you do different things, but also it all has to be tethered to what you're known for.
Right.
And
is that better?
It's hard for me because, I mean, I'm wearing a red lip today, but today I was like, oh, nobody's going to recognize me. I'm wearing a red lip. I'm a totally different person. Whereas some drag queens are a little more comfortable being chameleons.
Right.
But I think on AllStars, they value you for what you're good at more than they criticize you for what you're bad at. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Not that it's easier by any stretch of the word.
Right.
It's still difficult. It's very difficult. I feel like on television when you watch AllStars, given the edit and given what you're seeing, you sort of see the writing on the wall of what might happen. Whereas in real life, everyone's so good every day on that competition that it could be you at any moment.
Yeah.
If you walk in there and you don't think you're going home every day, you're a sociopath.
Right.
Every day I was like, okay, my mirror message, perfect. My bag is pre-packed. Okay.
Yes.
I'm an optimistic realist.
Yes. So my question to you is, can you just give us one little teaser? I know you can't really reveal anything, but is there something, is there a clue that you can throw out into the universe about what we're about to see?
Well, I will say that I think that this ending and the way that this show, this last episode is, I think is going to be, it's going to be satisfying, dissatisfying, wig snatch, like it's going to be all parts of your heart being pulled in different directions. Because I think everybody has who they're rooting for, but also when we watch Drag Race, especially AllStars, most often it feels like a talent show more than a competition. So in a way you want everyone to win, but also you fiercely want one to win. I would like me to win.
Yes.
Not just because I am me, mostly because I am me,
And what about season 10? Have you been watching season 10?
Yes.
All the run up to it. Who do you have your eye on?
Well, I have some favorites. Well, as they revealed, I believe Drag Race revealed that many of us got to be a part of the opening episode of season 10.
Yes.
So I did get to be there in the moment. I can't reveal what we did, but I did get to be there. And I do know a lot of the queens. My favorites are Monet Exchange. So good. Pretty Bob, basically. That's what I call her, Pretty Bob. And then I love Mitz Cracker.
Yes.
I mean, they were all so great.
Yeah.
I thought that one girl, Asia O'Hara, her face was so beautiful in real life. I was like, oh my God, she was so pretty. They're all good. Eureka's fabulous. Fabulous again. It's hard to say this early on.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah. People thought I would be dead by now. And I'm surprising myself.
Yeah, every day. So I have some fan questions for you.
Oh, perfect.
Cheyenne asks, where do you get your inspiration to write from?
Well, like my comedy and like my drag, I pull everything from my real life. So when horrible things happen to me, instead of tweeting about it, I make music about it. You know, so like "Break Your Heart" was at a time where I was going through a breakup. "Moving Parts" was at a time where I was going through good and bad things at once, and I was sort of realizing that life is always good and bad at the same time, and it's your life is one great, like a slide puzzle where one piece moves in your favor and another one moves against you at all times. So "Moving Parts" was kind of about that. I can't really write about anything that doesn't happen to me. Same way I can't really do comedy about things I haven't experienced.
Right.
And you know, with the Trixie thing, I just draw on the fact that I love toys so much. So
yeah. And do you find that it's therapeutic to write? I mean, is it something that you kind of have to do when something happens? If something happens like a breakup, are you like, I got to get to writing this because it's going to make me feel better, or it's going to make a better song?
It's not so much like I feel like I feel like songwriting gets portrayed as like something bad happened to me, I have to get to a pen and paper. It's not so much that as much as it's like if I'm processing something, or I'm like in my mind taking a situation, looking at all sides of it. Sometimes I start to see metaphors or things that really work for me that I just want to throw out there. I mean, when I write something, I get inspired, I black out, and 20 minutes later there's a song. I write everything very fast, but far between. So it'll be weeks between songs, and then when I get an idea, I spit it out in like 30 minutes.
Oh.
Which I think is a little odd. And I write all my songs top to bottom. So I write the first line, and I write the whole thing in order until it's done.
Oh, nice.
Which I think is also weird.
Sounds good. It sounds logical.
Yeah, it's like a journal. And then I think, I try not to edit too much because you can't create and edit at the same time. You just need to vomit and then pick up the vomit later. Or pick out which vomit chunks you want to keep.
Got it. That makes sense.
It's a lot like middle school in that way.
Okay, Sherry asks, hip-hop artists like Nelly have collaborated with country artists. If one of today's hip-hop chart toppers like Cardi B asked you to collaborate, would you?
Oh, yeah, Nelly, Band-Aid, but not injured.
Yes.
That's his thing.
That's right.
Bring your own, BYOB, bring your own Band-Aid.
Yeah.
I think I could do, like, he could let me wear a pink Band-Aid. I mean, I do like some hip-hop artists crossover, like Kesha. You know, she has a background in country music, but then she makes great club music. Miley Cyrus is one of my all-time faves. I think her voice is like the only, and she's somebody who has roots in folk and country music, but she can, you know, put on Muppet suits and, you know, stick her tongue out. So you know, she's capable of everything.
She really is well-rounded, and that would be a good collaboration, I think.
Yeah, I love her voice. I think she has like a storyteller's voice. For how young she is, I feel like the sound of her voice sounds like she knows everything. It sounds so honest, and I would love to write music for her. I would love to someday quit drag and let other people be the Trixie. I get to write the songs and then let them sing it.
I feel like she's an old soul because she probably had to take care of her dad.
Her dad?
Her dad, Billy Ray.
Oh, yeah. Billy Ray
I feel like
Cyrus.
they have like kind of a sibling relationship more than a father-parent relationship.
Well, you never know how they're related. Where are they from? That was a joke about people. Yeah. Off-color jokes. Okay.
Okay, Jared asks, your co-host Katya is on a mental health hiatus.
She's on a
drag.
menthol hiatus.
A menthol hiatus.
Honestly, she probably is on a menthol hiatus. Yeah.
Have you heard from her? And with all the projects you're working on, are you taking care of yourself mentally? That's a two-part question.
Oh, yeah. You know, I don't believe that work or getting on planes or getting in drag or managing social media is exhausting. I love it. So people handle things in different ways. Work has never gotten the best of me, and if anything, my work makes me feel so sane and happy and relaxed. Like on my days off, I would like to sit home and like work on hair or sew something, or like I have to do something work related to relax. And Katya's really well. She's focusing on her wellness, so we don't touch base too much, but positive vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's very LA. When you live in LA and you're a famous person, you're supposed to give vague, supportive responses.
Ah, perfect.
That was mine.
Yeah.
Okay. Same way in LA, if you do like charity, you do it publicly. I mean,
Right.
we have our own ways. Yeah.
We do have our ways.
Like if I'm going to raise money or something, I'm like, where's my light? Donating, you know. Yeah.
Sydney asks, would you ever make a Trixie Mattel video game? It could be like Guitar Hero, but with an Autoharp instead.
Oh, that's a very strange and appealing idea. I love video games. I play video games all the time. I'm actually featured in a video game called Bible Girls Big Apple. There's a Trixie Mattel character, and there's a mini game in it that has to do with stand-up. So you can check that out on the Apple iOS store.
I also noticed in the comments that a lot of people were asking if you'd ever do a Autoharp tutorial on YouTube.
Oh, wow. Well, the thing is, I'm self-taught, so I don't know, like, the right way to teach someone, and I'm terrible at verbalizing. Like, I've been playing guitar since I was, like, 13, so I don't really know how to tell someone how to play it, because I don't remember learning, really. I guess I'm just, like, a legend who knows how to do everything.
Yeah.
So, but Autoharp, I think Autoharp was designed to be pretty easy to play. I think it's an easier instrument than guitar, where you don't have to do much to at least enjoy yourself. Everybody, I think you could get a new Autoharp for probably $300-400. I mean, it's an investment, but you could find ways to really enjoy it.
Nice. So where can people see you and where can people hear you?
Well, currently I'm on the Haters Tour, which is touring many U.S. cities. It's with many other Drag Race queens, Jinx, Latrice, Ginger, Eureka, Aja, so many great queens, and we basically sit on stage and just hate the shit out of each other. It's so fun. And then after that, my stand-up / live performance music show called Trixie Mattel Now with Moving Parts will be traveling so many U.S. cities, you won't be able to get rid of me. I'll go anywhere that there's like a barn light and a milk crate, you know?
Perfect.
I'm just trying to retire early, you know, do these shows now and work very arduously so someday I can just buy a house in Palm Springs. Like, my happy place would be a check in the mail and a full-body sunburn.
I mean,
that's all I want.
That's what every girl wants.
Yeah. And all my dates for the Moving Parts Tour can be found at dragfans.com. Many cities are actually selling out already, so please come. They're selling out already.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Trixie, thank you so much for stopping by.
Of course, you guys at Billboard have always been very supportive of in any form, so I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye.